Hello. So glad you're here. It must be Sunday. Sunday with Barbara. And I'm with you. And that's what's so wonderful. Yeah? Okay. So the first thing I always do is thank you for coming. I appreciate that. I love having you here. And the second thing is to welcome you. Welcome you to the Advancement Center, which has become a center from which so many people have grown and developed and explored and expanded and become who they were meant to be. Right from here, the Advancement Center. And I also welcome you to your world of magic and miracles. Yeah. Oh my goodness, so many things have happened. And all good. And I hope they're all good for you as well. And I'm going to start out today with reading my journal. And my journal, if you've never been here before, is just an ordinary black book that becomes extraordinary when I write to Simeon. And Simeon, if you haven't heard this before, is Robert Young's twin brother in another realm. There's the magic. Okay. And this is what I wrote this morning at 7:57. Okay. Dearest Simeon, Robert just said, and I quote, "Thank you for sticking with me." To which all I could respond was, I love us. My life is loving Robert. It is with Robert that I have found strength, love, and power to be what I have brought with me from my origin. His words are gifts to us all. And in response is all, and our response is all he wants. And this is what is being called for at this time. I am not alone. You are always with me. Love, Barbara. And as right as rain, Simeon answers within a millisecond. And he wrote, Dearest Barbara, what this world needs now is love, true love, just like what you found when Spirit had took you halfway around the world to find Robert. May everyone be on their way to what you and Robert have found and share to all a perfect life with perfect health and a perfect future. All my love, Simeon. So that's addressed to you. Now, they say a picture tells 1,000 words. And I have before me just a few of the precious ones. And if I showed you all the photographs that are precious, we'd be here till Tuesday. So I'm going to start with this one that you've all seen before. And I can tell you a little bit about the day that he arrived. And if you're brand new, I'll tell you the abridged story. One day, Robert and I were standing in the breezeway, and I think we were tracing a helicopter across our path. And then I looked up a little higher, and this is what I saw. Robert grabbed my phone and snapped many pictures. And this is what we have framed. I took it out of the frame so you wouldn't have reflections. As if we need proof, but there was a being looking down on us and having us look up, all of us. We have so much to be grateful for. And he holds so much promise. So when I showed that before and spoke at length, I got an amazing response from all of you, especially our dear friend Tim, who knows his way around words that just warm your heart. And I hope you're listening now. And then I'm going to just share some photographs as if you're sitting right here in our living room with us and telling you a little bit about our story. And I can't not share this precious photograph. And that's the man I married. Beautiful, upright, fabulous Robert. And that was our wedding day. And my son officiated. And it was held in my other son's house. And all our friends, our New York and Connecticut friends were there. In fact, we even had the woman who introduced us flew in from Australia. So Christina was there too. It was quite a day in October of 2010. And here's to just share a moment of absolute delight. Here is the reception. And the sparkle in Robert matched the sparkle of the bubbles. It was a happy day and the beginning of an amazing time that's still happening. And then we went back to Australia, but then we had another trip to the United, by the way, that wedding took place in Brooklyn, New York. And then we came back for a visit, only this time we were invited to go out to Fire Island. And for those of you who don't know, That is an island off the coast of, I guess, Long Island. And I had never been there. And it was a fabulous vacation place. And we were invited by a group of friends who absolutely fell in love with us both. And they took this picture. And we were just us. In fact, what they wrote was, "You are more precious than words can ever describe." And Robert spoke to a group every night. And that's what they wrote. And she took that picture, enlarged it, and we display it all the time. So that's a little bit of the beginning of this wonderful, wonderful history of magic and miracles. And then what else do we have here? I'm treating you like family, like you know who all these people are. Well, here are some people you know. And it's another, we take photographs of the joyous times. And sometimes we're lucky because someone else catches it, even if we miss it. And here's a very joyous time with some people that you know. And here is David. Well, of course, wait, that's Robert. I have to go backwards. That's David, who you listen to on Mondays and Fridays. And here is the reason we're together. And that's Adrian, who you listen to on Saturday. And this was Kathleen and Adrian's wedding. As you can tell by what the men are wearing, Adrian is from Scotland. We even had a bagpipe at our wedding. And that was a very, very special day that no one will forget. And their love just keeps growing and growing. And our family keeps growing. Photographs are important because they're just the tip of the iceberg of what's really special. But they bring it back. They bring back the day. They bring back the friendship. They bring back people who might have left. But they're forever in our hearts. Photographs tell a story. Now here's a photograph. No, I'll wait because I want to share something first with you. And then I'll show you that photograph because that's a whole other chapter. On May 30th, 2016, Robert said the following, and now in 2025, I, Barbara, am hearing the words of my beloved as an embrace. Thank you, Robert. And I share this with you all. Listen once again as we deliver an important message for everyone. There is an element of surprise in what we bring, but it cannot be delivered directly as a simple explanation or a verbal revelation. But it does signal a time in everyone's life where the tide has changed and the flow is not in a direction that is expected. There is nothing to be concerned about, but it is as if you are now traveling with the tide and your means of propulsion needs to be adjusted, particularly when the energies are really active. There is also an adjustment needed in your method of maintaining balance and direction as the flow is now behind you and not towards you as it has been in the past. As you physically move in the world, you will find yourself at a slight disadvantage with balance and direction, and may tend to think that there is something wrong with your body. Yes, the adjustment is natural, but initially foreign. If you are not aware that something unusual can be expected at any time, it is sometimes necessary to throw your energy out around your body and bring it down like a hovercraft to maintain perfect balance and motion in the fast moving energies of the universe. The great advantage is that everything is much easier and there is no hesitation when you start to do anything that in the past would have taken a great deal of effort. This includes the things that seem to be against your grain and rendered a great reluctance to your system. Everything is in line with the flow, but the flow is not linear and can easily throw you off balance or make you feel lightheaded without any logical reason. The new way of being is preparing you for the time of your unbelievable capabilities as a universal being, which is in continuous communication with all the worlds and dimensions that are available to support your future. The fact that you know you can fly and teleport without any assistance from anything but your own being indicates that there are some factors about your physical existence that must change. This alignment with the flow is the first and most important aspect that is being delivered to everyone in an individual format for each person. Live with it and enjoy it. It is a little like riding the rapids and maintaining your balance and direction through your conscious interaction with the water flow. Thank you, Robert. I remember when you were telling me about that. And of course, I didn't get it then, but now it's essential. And it gives me such pleasure to share it with you. And that leads me to this last photograph. Now, I want you to pretend you all recognize Robert. And he's supporting someone who's climbing. Now, pretend that's not a car, but it's a big, high fence. And that is what Robert has always done. He's supported, he has boosted us to get up and over the fence of whatever is keeping us from expressing the magic and the miracles that we find all the time. So on that fateful day, 7 years ago, in August, Robert talked to all of us. He said, it's time. It's time for you all to do a broadcast. David, you will do a broadcast on Friday. Genya, you will do a broadcast on Tuesday, and it will be music for all. And Barbara, you're going to do a broadcast on Sundays, and that's in a few days. And that was it. That was the magic, which we all were taken aback. And that's what's been happening ever since 2018. And of course, our delight and our thrill when Kathleen visited Scotland and fell in love with Adrian and brought him back so that he could broadcast to you on Saturday. And yesterday's broadcast, Adrian, was superb. So you see, that's how our family has grown. We have mementos. I have 20/20 vision. In hindsight, I can recall everything. But Robert can tell us what is coming. And what is coming is only joy for our having found each other. And now I found a talent that I didn't have back in 2018, and that is pastels. So here's the latest. And my inspiration was my son David's photograph. And that's it. I'm so glad you stopped by. It was fun sharing memories, photographs, art, stories, and of course, Robert's amazing message for every one of us. So keep in balance. Have an extremely precious life with perfect health. And that, by the way, is a perfect life, followed by a future that is just jam-packed with an album of happy memories, loving friends, and I'll see you next Sunday. Thanks for coming. I love you all. I am Barbara.